Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan. We'll start with Uttar Pradesh, where there's a showdown over Aurangazeb that started from Maharashtra and now gone into Uttar Pradesh. Samajwadi Party leader Abu Azmi praising Mughal ruler Aurangzeb on Monday. Abu Azmi, it said, and I quote, Aurangzeb got several temples built in Varanasi. He saved a Hindu girl child from a priest who had an evil eye on her. He had the priest trampled by elephants. Earlier in the day, the Maharashtra Assembly passed a motion unanimously by a voice vote to suspend Abu Azmi from the House till the end of the budget session. Members of the Treasury benches said Abu Azmi's remark eulogizing Aurangzeb was an insult of Maratha King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his son Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj.
सब गलत हिस्ट्री दिखाई जा रही है। औरंगजेब रहमतुल्लाह अलैह ने बहुत सारी मंदिरें बनवाई हैं। क्या बात करते हैं, ये गलत हिस्ट्री।
तो आप औरंगजेब क्रूर शासक नहीं?
बिल्कुल नहीं, मैं बिल्कुल क्रूर शासक नहीं मानता।
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath slammed Samajwadi Party MLA Abu Azmi's controversial statement in the UP Assembly earlier in the day. Listen in to what Yogi said.
इन्होंने आदर्श किसको माना है? यानी औरंगजेब को। समाजवादी पार्टी को इसका जवाब देना चाहिए। भारत की आस्था पर प्रहार करने वाला दुर्दांत, धर्मांध, क्रूर शासक, उसको समाजवादी पार्टी आदर्श मानती है। समाजवादी पार्टी का नेता, आपका विधायक घोषणा करो ना, उस कमबख्त को निकालो पार्टी से और उसको एक बार यूपी भेज दीजिए, बाकी उपचार हम अपने आप करवा लेंगे।
Yogi Adityanath said Abu Azmi should be sent to Uttar Pradesh for treatment. Uska upchar hum karwa lenge. Send him to UP and we shall ensure that his treatment is done nicely here. Should he have the right to live in Bharat? Why is the Samajwadi Party not expelling Abu Azmi? The UP Chief Minister asked in the Assembly. The SP leader remained defiant. In an interaction with News 18, Abu Azmi said that he has only cited whatever is written in the books on Aurangzeb. He questioned the action against him. Listen to what he had to say.
जो मैंने पढ़ा किताबों में हिस्टोरियन ने जो लिखा है, मैंने किसी की बुराई तो कुछ किया नहीं। अब इसमें किसी महान पुरुषों के क्या अपमान हो, मैंने ऐसा कभी सोचा भी नहीं, सोच भी नहीं सकता। जब कानून नामी कोई चीज़ नहीं हो तो पूरे बजट क्या हमेशा के लिए असेसमेंट कर सकते हैं? कोई भरोसा नहीं है। कानून से बात होना चाहिए। हमारा गुनाह देखने, हमने गुनाह क्या किया वो देखना चाहिए। मैंने तो कुछ गलत बोला ही नहीं है। कितनी बार आप किससे फ़ायदा हो इसकी? जो फाइंडिंग हिस्टोरियंस की है वो मैंने बोला है, तो उन पर किसी पे कार्रवाई आज तक नहीं, बुक बैन नहीं हुई और मेरे ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी तो ये तो मैं समझता हूँ कि नाइंसाफी होगी।
Now, Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has rallied behind his leader, saying that if the basis of suspension begins to be influenced by ideology, then what difference will remain between freedom of expression and dependence? Be it our legislators or parliamentarians, their fearless wisdom is unparalleled. If some people think that suspension can put a rein on the tongue of truth, then this is the childishness of their negative thinking. Now, from Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha to recently concluded Mahakumbh that saw huge accolades from foreign media as well, the ecosystem's mindset somewhere has to be something that needs some reflection. To attack symbols that stood for Sanatan Dharma, from terming it Mrityu Kumbh to taking a faltu jibe to mocking it and saying no such thing like Mahakumbh, this entire love for Aurangzeb and trying to justify and gloss over his atrocities committed, the number of temples that he defiled and destroyed. Is this just a continuation of a mindset where they will target Kumbh, they will target Sanatan while praising Islamists who use the sword for the proliferation of their faith, people like Aurangzeb? The Samajwadi Party, and this is what Yogi Adityanath also reminded the Uttar Pradesh Assembly, and the Samajwadi Party is founded on Ram Manohar Lohiya's ideals. So what is it that Akhilesh Yadav and his team and perhaps his entire ecosystem that calls itself to be socialist will champion? The ideals of Ram or Ram Manohar Lohia, and also versus the invader who's being hailed as an idol. Who's the Samajwadi here? Yogi is asking the opposition to choose wisely. Has the Chief Minister somewhere unmasked this entire Islamist intent, all hidden behind a very secular sort of garb? Let's go across to our guests and debate this further. Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, Faizan Kidwai, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, should be joining us any moment now, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author and political commentator. Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat to everybody. Thank you very much for your time. Sardar R.P. Singh. Abu Azmi says, I've only quoted what historians have said. I have not become personal against anybody. So why are you taking this action and why these words against me?
I don't know which historian he is referring to and which chapter of history he is referring to. I know my Granth, Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. I know my Gurus, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. I know Sahibjadas of my Guru who were killed alive. I know Satidas Ji, Matidas Ji by Diyala Ji. By Satidas Ji was wrapped into a cotton bale and burnt alive. By Diyala Ji was put in a was boiled alive. By Matidas Ji was sawed into two in front of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. And then thereafter Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji has to sacrifice his life. I was hearing to one of the Congress spokesperson saying, राजा महाराजा तो ऐसे ही करते थे. राजा महाराजा तो कब्जा करने के लिए ज़मीन जायदाद कब्जा करने के लिए to occupy land and to occupy the state they used to do like this. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji never gave his life for any piece of land. He gave his life for dharma. Sambhaji gave his life not for piece of land. He gave life for the Hindutva, the ideology of Hindutva. But for them, oh, he was a king. The king who killed his three brothers, who put his daughter into jail because he was in love with someone from other religion, who put his father in jail and sent his brother's head chopped to his father as a gift. Not only that, I'm telling you, quoting from the history, Sawa man mean will be almost 50 kg of Janeau he will weigh every day and then have his breakfast. I mean, that doesn't mean he would kill that much people, but he will get those many people converted and then have the breakfast. There are people who, yes, converted, like Abu Azmi. There are people like you and Dr. Ranganathan, forefathers, I mean, who would have paid jizya to stay second to the religion. There are people like us whose forefathers, whose gurus gave their life and got sardaris to live and to send a message across to the nation that dharma should stay alive. So man was not just an occupier. He was doing it all for a reason, and reason was very clear that it was Islamic mindset, which was that let's convert and let's change the complete topography or the set of people in that, complete demography and set of people within that region to Islam. This is well known. I mean, there's nothing hidden. I'm not talking about his atrocities. Otherwise, I mean, he has broken temples. I have record with me. I have the letters. I have the documents which proves that yes, he ordered demolition of the temples, and then not one or two temples. He targeted temples which were of the religious importance, whether it was Krishan Mandir in Mathura, whether it was the temple in Varanasi. I mean, he targeted Kashi also, he targeted those also, but he also ordered general demolition of temples also. So it was not, again, occupying a land. It was occupying the mindset and occupying the space, the religious space or the spiritual space of the country. So this was Aurangazeb, and then there are people who goes to his mazar and then pay respect to him there. And then there are people like Abu Azmi who says, oh, बहुत अच्छा था, दयावान था, बड़ा दयालु था. He was very good and he made a lot of temples. I'll appreciate, let Abu Azmi or anyone for that sake give one record of which temple he constructed during his time. So the objective is simply for a vote bank. You are projecting a demon, I'm using a word, as a hero.
Okay.
You want to do it, you can do it, but times have changed.
Yeah.
No one is going to accept it now.
Right. Faizan Kidwai.
Yes, sir. I request you to give me time because there are 2 versus 1, if not 3. So kindly give me some time. See, as far as the gentleman is concerned, the BJP spokesperson, he speaks about how the atrocities of Aurangazeb. So I would like to draw your attention to an individual RSS man. His name is Nanaji Deshmukh. He was the person who wrote Soul Searching, Moments of Soul Searching. Just go and read what he wrote. He, in a way, gave clean chit to the writers who killed innocent Sikhs in the Delhi riots. And it's your BJP government who gave him a Bharat Ratna to first question your Prime Minister and then talk to us. As far as we, the Samajwadis, are concerned, our ideology comes out from Mahatma Gandhi, from Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, from Lohiya ji. And it's not from this anti-Tiranga, anti-constitution, communal, bigoted mindset of Nathuram Godse, of Hitler, of Mussolini that BJP and RSS follows. So you don't give us gyan, sir. And as far as the right and wrong is concerned, Abu Azmi Saab made an observation. He made no communal remarks or derogatory remarks about any other community. You can disagree with him, but it's at least better than what Yati Singhanand made. He spoke about genocide of Muslims, of raping innocent Muslim women, but there was no media outrage. There was no discussion about that. Amit Shah made derogatory remarks about Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar. Why wasn't that man removed from Parliament? Why wasn't
No
he
way, I
suspended?
take some objection to this.
Wait.
Let me complete, sir. I didn't interject while you were speaking.
Let him complete. Let him
Did I
complete.
interject?
No, you can't
Don't
you
do
can't go
this.
like this. You can't misquote the homeless of the country.
You're
One
rowdy
minute.
behavior.
I won't allow you to do that.
Sardar RP Singh, your objection is noted. Please make an objection. 3 people here. You may agree, disagree with him, but let's have
Exactly.
you may believe that he is misquoting. I'll give you a chance to rebut. Let him do it. Let him say what he's saying.
Yes,
I
please.
did not
Thank you so
interrupt
much.
you. He did not interrupt you. He may have disagreed with you also. He did not interrupt you. So let him make his point, and then you please rebut. Then I'll go
Yes,
to
sir,
Dr.
this is-
Ranganathan. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is the difference between BJP and Samajwadi Party viewers. You just see how intolerant these people are. Sach sunne ki inme shamta nahi hai. Second, Pragya Thakur, somebody like a Pragya Thakur who praises Nathuram Godse, who's an accused in Malegaon blast case, that person is in BJP still now. Adityanath himself, has made a lot of communal remarks apart from the misogynist remarks. Go and read what he has written in adityanath.in. He says if men acquire the qualities of women, they become divine, and when vice versa happens, women become devils. Then he disrespected the greatest socialist icon Ram Manohar Lohia in 2022 in UP Assembly by saying India doesn't need socialism. So if these people are not condemned, these people are not called out, then that's a black day for Indian democracy. And the Honorable Supreme Court has also said in the 12 MA majority vote in Maharashtra case that prolonged suspension was unconstitutional, violates the principles of democracy. So if you feel Abu Azmi Saab has said something which is factually incorrect, you counter him. How can you suspend him? We are against this suspension. There's a freedom of expression. I'm not saying that you have to agree with him, but at the same time, viewers, kindly go and see his statement. He has made no derogatory remark, just like these people I just quoted, they have made. So if Abu Azmi should be punished, then these people should also be punished. The Prime Minister should also be punished for making derogatory remarks against women, 50 crore ki girlfriend, Congress ki vidwa, and all sorts of things. See, the BJP is doing this deliberately so that they create an artificial villain. The great Maratha leader, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, throughout his life followed the policy of inclusivity. Throughout his life, followed the principle of inclusivity. There recorded a historical fact that there were a significant number of Muslims who were working in his administration. But BJP and its pathetic ecosystem wants to defeat this argument so that they can promote this false narrative of Hindu-Muslim rivalry.
Okay.
And this is not going to happen.
All right. Sardar RP Singh,
Yes, sir.
respond, and then Dr. Anand. Sardar RP Singh, you believe that Faizan Kidwai was wrong when he said that Home Minister Amit Shah disrespected
Anand,
Baba
there is some
Sahib
problem
Ambedkar.
with the audio.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me
Anand,
now?
there's some problem.
You have a lot of
There's some
problems.
problem
You
with
have a
you.
problem with your ideology also.
No. 1 minute.
with
I think
patriotism
below the belt
also.
remarks
Respect for
is
the nation also.
a technical issue to try and make a below the belt remark unnecessarily. Faizan Kidwai, I think we can rise above that. He cannot hear me right now, and you can't see the visual. He is unable to hear me. That's why he'll just sort that out. We're fixing that. But yes, Dr. Ranganathan, your point of view before we get Sardar RP Singh back.
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, even before I had started speaking, my good friend and brother Faizan Bhai started, his turn by saying, "Ki, look, Anand, please give me time because there are 3 against 1." So, मतलब victim card वहीं से शुरू हो गया. So, please,
Right.
Anand, I beg you, please give me time because as far as I am concerned, there are 250 million against 1. Because I'm talking about the mindset out here. I want to make a couple of issues. Number one, and I will come to the equivalence, that false equivalence that people make repeatedly when it comes to Aurangzeb and Tipu Sultan, but that's for a minute later. What I want to talk about here is specifically what Abu Azmi has said. Now, this is not the time or the place to narrate out the thousands of atrocities the barbarian Aurangzeb committed. I just want to make an equivalence of if Abu Azmi, what he has said, that Aurangzeb was a kind and benevolent ruler. He was a kind and benevolent king. So by that logic, I think if the Prime Minister Modi would impose jizya or tax on 250 million Muslims, if he were to break down every mosque in India and behead the religious heads of other religions, I think Abu Azmi should have no hesitation in saying that Modi has been kind and benevolent. Is this the kind of logic that people use? Is this how you describe an absolute butcher and barbarian like Aurangzeb? That was Baghdadi 350 years before ISIS was even assembled. This was the guy, and as I said, I'm not going to go into the kind of atrocities that Aurangzeb committed. I'm just trying to tell you the square in which these people operate. And now let me come to the equivalence. So they always quote Aurangzeb as having demolished one mosque in Golconda. And so you demolish one mosque and it becomes equivalent to demolishing tens of thousands of temples, two of them the most sacred, Kashi Vishwanath and of Mathura, where he not only demolished the temple, the birthplace of Lord Krishna, but he also broke the idols and he scattered them, took them to Agra. They were put under the steps of the Jahanara mosque so that the devotees who are offering namaz, entering the mosque, would be treading on Lord Krishna's idols. They're still there. This was the reality of Aurangzeb. And when they say, same with Tipu, and of course we know the nickname of Mr. Akhilesh Yadav is Tipu, he says it proudly, and there is nothing private about
No,
this.
I take strong objection to this. This is wrong.
It is
Okay.
nicknamed not
Objection
Tipu.
noted. I'll come back to you for a
Please
reply.
don't operate. You can come later on. He's himself admitted it, but this is an apolitical comment I'm making. I'm making a factual comment out here. But coming back to Tipu. Tipu destroyed more than 800 temples. It's widely documented. He converted hundreds of thousands of Christians and Hindus. Even dead Kurgis were converted. He was the one who wrote in his own manifesto, annihilation of the infidels is our sacred duty. He talked about implode the Muslims. But what do? They quote Sringeri Mutt, some money being given by Tipu Sultan to renovate Sringeri Mutt because it was destroyed by Marathas. The reality is that the Pindaris of Marathas, who were mercenaries, who were asked to fight in wars that Mughals had also employed, Chhatrapati Shivaji also and Marathas also, Marathas had not ordered the demolition of Sringeri Mutt. They did it accidentally, the Pindaris, and before the Marathas could send the money, because Tipu had his astrologers from the same mutt, he offered the money.
Yeah.
This is the reality. But even if he had given money for Sringeri Mutt, and he did, how can you equate the destruction of hundreds of thousands of temples of by Aurangzeb and Tipu to the renovation of one mutt and the destruction of one mosque? This itself tells you the mentality of 250 million people. So thank you for giving me time, because it was 1 against 250 million.
The Brahmins of Melkot even today don't light diyas on Deepavali, 500 years later. So that is also chronicled, and it's all there as facts. So Sardar R.P. Singh is back with us. Sardar R.P. Singh, you took umbrage and exception to what Faizan Kidwai said about the Home Minister Amit Shah on Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. So your response there. We lost you there momentarily. Please. Yeah.
Well, he is being misquoted. This was a intendingly he was doing so, and we all know that there was a doctored video which was posted, and there is already a case being filed against the person. Mr. Kidwai, be ready. I mean, if he's stick on to his comment, he should be ready with the case to be against him.
Come on,
Because
don't
you
threaten
can't
me,
misquote
sir. Don't
on a doctor. No,
Don't
sir,
threaten.
I'm
Don't
threatening you, sir. I'm telling you the fact. Doctored and tutored videos, you can't quote on that behalf. Please be very clear
are
on
you
this.
saying?
One second, coming back to
would want to
Aurangzeb, sir.
interject here, Anand.
And coming
Please
back to
give me-
give me a second.
Let him complete
Give me a
and then you
second.
rebut.
Give me a
I'm coming
second.
to you only, Faizan.
Give me a second now. Give me a second. Coming back to
Please
coming
go
to coming back to Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb came from Babar's family, and then what has been quoted about Babar in Guru Granth Sahib? Let me quote that. Ati mar pai kurlane taki dard na aaya. Oh God, your people are being crucified here, being butchered here, and you're not moving on this. This is what was quoted by Guru Nanak Dev Ji in Guru Granth Sahib. कि आपके लोगों को इतनी मार पड़ रही है और आपको दया नहीं आ रही लोगों पर, मतलब भगवान से वो अरदास कर रहे हैं. Man, this was what Babur did to India, and then what Aurangzeb did, I told you. Man, how can you have a 5-year and 7-year-old clinged alive? Man, I have a mural in my home, which is, I just asked your cameraman to get this. This is a mural by Diyalaji. See what that Aurangzeb did. This is I have kept it as a momentum at my house, so that everyone who comes should know the history, the effect of the history which has not been taught in schools and colleges. So this is history, and then you are saying no, Aurangzeb तो बहुत दयावान था, उसकी मज़ार पर जाकर मत्था देखेंगे. I mean, because you hail from, as Ranganathan ji rightly said, I mean, you are Tipu Yadav, so you can say that. You want to say that? You can take a stand with.
Here is my point. My point is, yes, we can. There are those that barbarians did, butchers did, kings did, and political Islam by the sword, spread of the Islam by sword. It was not mandated, but it was practiced openly, and it was done 200 years after Islam was actually propagated. And there are many stories. I'm not getting into that. I'm saying that Samajwadi Party is supposed to draw its ideals from Ram Manohar Lohia. So how is it that Akhilesh Yadav is not named Ram or Manohar, but is okay with Tipu? And the other thing is, how is Mr. Akhilesh Yadav trying to defend what Mr. Abu Azmi said? You know, are you so beholden to a vote bank that you cannot even criticize or take on someone, a leader, and say, no, what you said is wrong?
See, as I've said this earlier also, we draw our ideology from Mahatma Gandhi, from Lohia ji, from Baba Sahib Ambedkar, not from this one, Aurangzeb. But if somebody, Mr. Azmi has made a statement in his personal capacity, and plus, if he has not made any derogatory remark about somebody else, about some other religion, what do you want us to say? What should we say?
So let me ask you, Faizan.
Please let me complete. Let me complete. And when Anand Bhai, my good friend Anand Bhai, and the gentleman from Bharatiya Janata Party, they were talking about desecration of temples. Yes, that has happened. That was wrong. It's unfortunate, and this shouldn't have happened, but it has happened. So you want to keep revisiting the past and speak about that. So let's also speak about the Kalinga War, where the Maurya, it was the Maurya Empire which invaded the state of Kalinga. It was a fight between Hindus and Hindus. Hindus were massacred, murdered, and the women, as we know what used to happen when there were wars, they were raped, they were taken, and the wealth was looted. The similar thing happened in Vijayanagara Empire War, where there were different sections of rulers who were all Hindus who were fighting among themselves.
Now, please allow me.
Let me complete. Please, Anand, let me complete.
Just give me 10 seconds and then you... No, just 10 seconds.
No, you take all the time. Just
my request to you, just
please,
10
sir.
seconds,
please,
and then I'll hand it back to you. First up, sir, Ashok had converted to Buddhism even before he invaded Kalinga.
After that.
No.
Yeah.
He converted to Buddhism much before that. Before he
no,
invaded.
Sir, after that.
No,
after
sir.
the massacre
no,
of
sir.
Kalinga.
That's
yes, sir.
That's the
after
no,
the
sir.
History,
Sir, that's what I'm saying.
No,
you're reading the wrong textbooks or the wrong narrative. Ashok had converted to Buddhism before he attacked Kalinga. One. Second, sir. These, when kingdoms fought with each other, they fought with each other for territory. They did not fight to destroy temples.
The same thing was happening here, sir.
No, sir. They did not fight to destroy.
If it was a Hindu-Muslim thing, sir, you wanted 10 seconds, you got me 10 seconds.
Just the last 2 seconds that it was not to destroy temples or particularly erase religion. In the case of Aurangazeb, the fact was different. Yes, please complete.
Okay. First of all, I'm not defending Aurangazeb or any other leader or you say emperor or ruler at that time. See, at that time it wasn't a Hindu-Muslim kind of a thing, because Aurangazeb had a lot of Hindus who were working for him, and Shivaji had a lot of Muslims who were working for him. So this was always about gaining territory. It was these rulers were fighting a war to gain territory, to acquire wealth. I'm talking about how the kings and rulers used
Then
to
he
function
did not
back then.
have-
It wasn't about Hindu and Muslim. It was
need-
never
he
about
need-
religion.
No, if it was not about
Please
religion,
don't build
then,
this
then
fake
he need
narrative.
not have
Please
destroyed
don't
Kashi
build this
Vishwanath.
fake narrative,
He
and
need
the
not.
intelligent
He need
people
not.
who are
One minute,
watching
sir.
the
He
show,
need not
they
have.
also understand,
He
sir.
need not
Everybody
have. He
understands.
need not have. He need not have destroyed Kashi Vishwanath. He need not have done what he did to Mathura. He need not have
I'm
done what he
saying
did to
whatever
Gokul.
he did
need
wrong,
not have
I
done
condemn
to.
that.
He need
I
not.
condemn
No, it's
that.
not about
I'm not-
condemning. Abu
nobody-
Azmi
nobody
today
is
said.
standing in support
Abu
of-
Azmi today said he was a good guy. That's what I'm trying to say, sir. He was not a good guy.
Sir, that's his personal capacity.
No,
I'm
sir.
not endorsing
No, sir.
neither
He
Samajwadi
stood there as a
Party is endorsing.
Samajwadi Party
What we are
MLA,
saying-
as a
Sir,
Samajwadi
what
Party
we are saying-
ruler.
No,
His
sir.
status, his stature is as a Samajwadi Party MLA and a Samajwadi Party ruler. I just have one
He's not a
question.
ruler.
Okay, no. As a Samajwadi Party MLA and a Samajwadi
sir,
Samajwadi
since you
Party
raised this-
ruler is a
No,
mistake.
sir,
but
you
then
raised
I
certain
take that
points.
by
Let me
word.
rebut.
No,
Let me
and he
rebut. Please
tried
let
to
me rebut.
back someone who has committed the
And then
kind
he
of
later
atrocities
apologized.
that
He
that
even apologized.
No, sir, he didn't
He even
apologize.
apologized.
He didn't
So
apologize.
he said-
The other
he
thing,
said,
he
"My
was
intention
actually
was
back
not to
on the
hurt
garb of
anybody's
1 minute, sir.
sentiments."
You just now said, under Dr. Ranganathan, what did Faizan Kidwai just now say? That Abu Azmi did not insult anybody. He spoke of what has been talked about and what is already written and what is already evident. Nupur Sharma did not insult anybody. She repeated exactly what Zakir Naik has said on record, and he has mentioned the same thing what Nupur Sharma said. But what was the reaction of these very people on what Nupur Sharma said on a television debate? So how was the freedom of expression forgotten then, and how is the freedom of expression being remembered now? There was no
So it's the
disrespect
BJP
at that time.
who
No, it
expelled
was
her.
quoted. No, it was quoted.
the
I'm just
BJP
saying.
who expelled her,
I'm not even saying. Let's say Abu Azmi is not as in his independent capacity. I am asking you this question: how are the yardsticks and benchmarks different when it is convenient? At that time, also nobody was insulted. It was what Zakir Naik, as an Islamist, has already said on record, and he has mentioned it. It was the same thing that was repeated. And what was faulted? It was the tone, the manner, and the intent in which it was said or spoken by Nupur Sharma. Today, I'm asking you, what was the tone, manner, and intent of Abu Azmi, and why should that be respected?
You have the right
So
to
why
disagree
should you
with
have
him,
an
sir.
option problem
No,
if he's
no,
being
you have the
suspended
right to
from
disagree with him.
suspended as an MLA?
No, but this
Look at-
suspension is wrong.
Anand
because
Ranganathan,
he's-
no, you are saying the suspension is wrong. But at that
course
time,
it's wrong.
then
The
you
Honorable
come from
Supreme
the
Court
same
have made an
place where you
observation
believe
about
that the suspension of Nupur Sharma was right. So if the suspension of Nupur
Sir,
Sharma was right, then the
that's
suspension
BJP's call. That's
and the
BJP's
criticism
call.
of Abu
BJP
Azmi is also right. If the suspension of Abu Azmi and criticism of Abu Azmi is wrong, then the suspension of Nupur Sharma and the vilification of Nupur Sharma is also wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, Anand Ranganathan.
No, Faizan Bhai knows that he's a friend and a brother, but I'm just being very honest out here, Anand. It hurts और दुख भी होता है जब Faizan Bhai or Abu Azmi and so many other people, their heroes should be Abdul Kalam, Abdul Hamid, Obaid
Aurangzeb is not
Siddiqui.
my hero. I'm just putting on record.
Please, Faizan Bhai, I did not interrupt you. We are
No,
having
I'm
a
just
lovely
saying so.
discussion. Yeah. Okay. Now, rather than that, their heroes are Babar. Their heroes are the marauders who
Okay.
have
Your objection is
murdered
noted, Faizan.
tens of millions of Hindus who have destroyed temples. Now I ask you a very simple question, and Faizan Bhai can answer this after I'm done. Is there a Hitler Road in Tel Aviv? No, there isn't. Is there, in fact, in Germany? Now, I'm a free speech absolutist. Anybody can eulogize anybody according to me. But the fact is, if I were to ask 99% of Indians, including Faizan Bhai, including RP Singh, including everybody else, they would say, do you support the punishment that is meted out by German courts to anybody who denies the Holocaust, who celebrates Nazism? People would say yes. In fact, just 6 months ago, a university professor from Max Planck was imprisoned for 3.5 years for celebrating Nazism, for denying the Holocaust. Now, in this country, there are people who are celebrating Aurangzeb, who are celebrating Babar. Roads and cities are named after him. I think if you don't believe in free speech absolutism, then you should draw this equivalence. Anybody who is eulogizing Aurangzeb or denying the Holocaust that he perpetrated, killed 4.6 million Hindus, has to be punished.
No, I'm just saying this entire mindset wiped out the Zoroastrians from Persia. They had to flee there, and they came and found solace. And for 1,000 years, the Iran Shah was actually protected by Hindustanis in Hindustan. All the Sikhs are gone from Lahore. What's left is just Kartarpur Sahib and Nankana Sahib. They're all gone from the Pakistan side of Punjab. If that's not being brazen display of Islamism, then what? And they're all people who worship Aurangazeb and Babur, who believe that they should carry forward those ideals. And that is something similar that's been espoused by Mr. Abu Azmi. It's not educated, sir. It comes from a particular mindset. Faizan Kidwai doesn't think Aurangzeb is a hero. But then, Mr. Faizan Kidwai, you must also go back and say that Mr. Abu Azmi should not become a loose cannon like he is, and he should be reprimanded by the Samajwadi Party for the greater interest of the Samaj that includes both Hindus and Muslims. And those are those who fought with Shivaji. Those are those who fought with Prithviraj Chauhan, who fought for the country. Not those who came here to wipe out an entire nation and its temples and its culture and its people.
So Jinnah in AMU.
So that's
Yeah,
so on that note, I have to wind up. I've run out of time on this debate. Faizan,
Can I make a small point?
Sir, I've run out of time, RP Singh. I'm not giving Faizan time. It'll be unfair for me to even extend. I don't have the time, frankly. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's a cavalcade bigger than POTUS's cavalcade. Donald Trump is going to look at this and say, really? And this is a former chief minister who's gone to another state and he's going there for Vipassana.